escalating from there.
Okay.
By the time I was 14, I was introduced to the Almighty Latin King Nation. At that time, it was ALKN. It wasn't ALKQN. So I came in pretty much at the beginning. That wasn't familiar around here. And a lot of people didn't know it. The guy who introduced it to me, he was literally from North Jersey. So he was more in the big city, so they dealt with it. Around here, the only time anyone heard about it was on TV or if he got locked up. So I got introduced to them, and I got enticed by the fact that it was supposed to let Latinos know that they came from kings and queens, that they're, they should be proud of who they are. And it made it seem more positive than negative, And the fact that these guys were willing to back me up and tell me that no matter what, they were there for me. They were going to ride for me, live or die, they were there. And everything that I wasn't getting at home, I was getting on the streets. And that's one of the biggest problems. And I talk about it all the time now. You get enticed by them wanting to show you love, wanting to get them giving you stuff, wanting to care for you when you weren't getting cared for at home.
As a child, you're really looking at this as a positive thing.
Yeah.
Gangs know this and recruit kids because, like you said, what you weren't getting at home, you seemingly got from this organization.
Right.
And so you got all into the Latin Kings.
Yeah, at 14, I became a Pee Wee King. In and out of detention centers, different programs, and meeting different other Latin Kings, other Pee Wee Kings, and hanging out with actual fully crowned kings, the ones that were 18 and older. At 18, I went to the Bronx, New York, got crowned by King Blaze out of the Lion Tribe and became a full-fledged Latin King. At that time, and I went to prison, and when I was in prison, I went literally from just joining to being one of the 5 crowns, which are the positions, the 5 highest positions you can hold inside the prison. I went to becoming the first crown inside Bordentown, and from there, when I hit the streets, I went back to New York. I wanted more. I wanted that power now became more than anything, just to know that I had control of, I can be a shot caller from one prison into the next prison. Now I want to take it to the streets and do the same. So what they call my GF, my godfather, King Blaze, he took me under his wing. He kept, giving me more lessons, more manifestos. And this is the other thing. Like, we got all this paperwork, and they put us to learn, and so that was my biggest thing. I might have been a street kid, I might have been a hood, but I was always wanting to learn. And my attribute became King Infinite. Everyone knows me in the nation as King Infinite because I was never satisfied. I always wanted more. I didn't think there was an end to any answer that you can give.
So some of this manifesto, some of this education is positive. I mean, it's about heritage, it's about pride and self-worth and self-value, and the pride of the Latin nation. Right. And sometimes elements of the nation or gangs or organizations kind of drift off to negative things. And so you didn't see all the consequences. Like, in and out of detention centers and prisons, you're looking at that almost like as a rite of passage rather than a consequence.
I actually looked at it, that was what earned my stripes. Being able to come from the streets, coming from, hustling and doing the things that I did, that just gave me more respect in the nation. I wasn't, my story doesn't consist of violence, but I was the guy that had the brains to cause the violence. I would be the one to plan things out. I would be the one, if something needed to be done, let's go ahead and do it.
And so in your mind, in your youthful mind, you're justifying it all as part of this lifestyle. And that's unfortunate, but it's a story that needs to be told. And we'll be back with Melvin right after this.